Hiya and welcome to the Redmen TV. It is another manic Friday as the Reds have signed their third player of this transfer window. A player who maybe 48 hours ago you never had on your radar, and Liverpool have officially signed Wataru Endo from Stuttgart. The Japanese international is a captain of Japan's international squad and also was the captain of Stuttgart. Liverpool have announced saying we have agreed a deal to sign Wataru Endo from Stuttgart on a long-term contract subject to international clearance and a work permit application. There was rumours earlier on from David Lynch that this work permit Liverpool were trying really hard to get done so that he could be some part of the squad for tomorrow's game against Bournemouth. I don't know yet, and I'm hoping to find out for you if this means that he is going to be available or if we've missed the deadline with this work permit. But we will soon see. I'll bring on the lovely little video that we got for announcing him. It's just basically showing his moments from Stuttgart. And by the way, that black kit of Stuttgart is incredible. Him now joining Liverpool. We'll get on to some of his quotes in a couple of seconds. But first of all, get in the comments. Tell me what you think of this transfer. It is an absolute mad one. It came out of nowhere. But this is this lad's biggest chance ever. It is his dream move to a club like this. 30 years of age, he probably didn't expect. He probably thought he'd missed the boat on going to, a massive football club and, fair play to Stuttgart. But they're not on Liverpool's level worldwide. And you know what? He's now coming to Liverpool, and I have been watching so many videos in the last 24 hours of this lad and what he's been doing for Stuttgart in previous years. And to be honest, he's a ball winner. He loves 50-50s. And let me tell you, we've lacked that a lot in midfield, especially last season. Not a single player wanted to go into a 50-50. We were always jumping out of him. It looks like he never gives up on anything. And he's made up to be here. And for that reason, we'll move on to the quotes that he's came out with. Liverpool, on their official website, have put the Japan international will become the Reds' third signing of the summer after finalising personal terms and successfully completing a medical. Endo will take the No. 3 jersey for the club. He previously did use that number 3 at Stuttgart. So good to see that, Fab's number is being replaced. And he's looking forward to starting the new chapter of his career at Anfield. He told Liverpool.com, "I'm very happy right now and I'm so excited to join a big club in Liverpool. It feels amazing and this is my dream. It's always been a dream to play in the Premier League and with one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's a dream come true for me." And this is the thing, he wears his heart on his sleeve, clearly. He puts in the grind. I can't tell you how many people Dan has spoken to in the last 48 hours, and all they've ever mentioned about this lad is he is incredible at not giving up. He runs for days on end. He doesn't run out of the tank. And I also read a stat that said that he's actually played less minutes in his career than Trent Alexander-Arnold. So yet this lad is 30. And, we probably never thought he'd join us. But he's also, the mileage on his clock is very low compared to the players who are in our squad already. The fact that Trent, at the age of 23, 24, has played more minutes in his career than this lad in his entire career when he's 30. That hopefully means that this lad's going to come down and he's going to have enough in the tank to put everything on the pitch for us, game in, game out. Carrying on then, it says, Endo arrives after 4 seasons with Stuttgart, where he made 133 appearances and scored 15 goals after moving to Germany in 2019. It was initially on loan. Prior to switching to Die Rotten, the midfielder spent 2 seasons in Belgium with, guys, come off it, Stint Trudense, Sutton, having established himself in Japan. I'm not. Just read that part for yourself. Someone called Red Diamonds and someone called Belmare. At international level, Endo has 50 caps for Japan and 2 goals. He made 4 appearances at the 2022 FIFA World Cup as his country reached the last 16. And also, Endo carries on to say, "It's going to be the first time for me to play. For me that I play at Anfield. I can't wait to play at Anfield in front of the Liverpool fans." And that's what I love. If you've got the determination, the desire, if you've got he already sounds like he loves and can't wait to really get started here. And if he can put that into his energy in the game, I'll absolutely love it. I play as a no six. I'm a bit more of a defensive player. I think I can help this club defensively, and I will have good organisation in the mid. I think that's my job. I'm very excited to join this club, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at Anfield. Sounds like an absolutely lovely person, and that is another thing. Dan did speak slightly to a person who used to manage this. Oh my God, there's a fly. Dan spoke to a guy who managed Endo, and Endo said you're getting someone whose work rate is completely, not Endo said, the lad said about Endo, you're getting someone whose work rate is completely off the charts, and also you're just getting a lovely human. And it clearly it shows us that in these comments of what he's been saying about us. Let's get over to your comments then. I really, someone's put Endo better than Minamino. Endo did win, Minamino did win us a Carabao Cup. You know, it's a mad stat, but Jurgen Klopp has never won the title in his league, let's say, without a Japanese player in his squad. He did it twice with Dortmund with Kagawa, and once with Liverpool with Minamino. So it's just a good omen. I don't mind it. Someone's put another midfielder and centre back. Now I will get on to Endo and his transfer market stats in a minute. I think this has to be a signing of two in the midfield. I agree with that. But it's exciting me, the fact that I've never heard of this lad before, and I just don't know what I'm expecting. But from the videos I've seen, he loves winning the ball, and that is what we need. Endo will be a great signing, says Tom. We still need a solid DM who can compete with him. I totally agree there, and I think Liverpool also agree. I will go with Decore. Decore has been on Liverpool's radar for a little while, plays for Crystal Palace, decent footballer. It is what it is. Let's see what happens. LFC today, we will get behind him, but not the player we wanted. I don't need the sympathy speeches I'm seeing and reading. Decore will make him make sense. Gravenberch, we are stuck in Europa. So here's the thing. There's a lot of negativity on social media, and I can understand people. If the Caicedo thing did not happen, everyone would feel a lot better, because Caicedo, to everyone, and I don't know about yous, but it's certainly to everyone in this entire building, no one thought that Liverpool would ever go in for Caicedo. We knew Liverpool liked him, but we never thought we'd have the money or be able to compete to go in for him. So going in for possibly the best DM that's been available and not getting him in the way that we did, to then several days later end up with a lad that people don't know and have not recognised before. I get that people are in some way let down a little bit, but time moves on. We've got to let it go. This deal makes 100% sense if we do bring in another DM. I agree with that. I think we will, and if we haven't, there'll be questions about it. The other thing about this is Endo is off into the Asia Cup at the same time the AFCON goes on. So we will actually be missing him for a period of time come that January. So that means that we need someone else who can play that. Whoever that may be, we'll get into that maybe a little bit later. But for now, look, Liverpool have reacted. It's not the player we wanted. I totally get that. But this lad clearly is willing and wants to strive at Liverpool. He absolutely seems made up, and you know what? I'm going to 100% get behind him. He loves winning the ball, and if he can do that in Liverpool's midfield, and he takes us, to a different level in terms of, the other day we got bullied by Chelsea for 60 minutes of a game of footy. If he can make it so that we get the ball back quicker and we retain a lot more possession, then absolutely fine. He improves us, and I really hope he does, because having him there is much better than playing McAllister out of position or having Jones in there and playing him out of position. We needed a DM. We've gone and got one. We'll hopefully sign another, but let's see what happens. James Pierce has put, Liverpool have completed the signing of Wataru Endo from Stuttgart for around £16.2 million. The Japan international has signed a 4-year contract. He will wear the No 3 shirt. I'm surprised by the 4-year contract. That's what I will say. I am a little bit surprised I thought it would be 2-3 years, but here we are with 4. But 16.2 mil, not that bad, don't mind it. I mean, we needed someone quickly. This lad, once again, I'll go back to the mileage on the clock. He's not played as many minutes as Trent has in his career, and Trent's how many years younger? 6. So he's still got a lot left there. He's not played for an unbelievably massive club like Liverpool. He relishes it. He's said it's his dream. So let's get behind him and let's hope, he'll get the chance to really prove and he'll strive. As for, we've got some more news here. I'm going to go on Liverpool's website. Jurgen Klopp's reaction to Endo signing. The midfielder became the blah, blah, blah. We've read this already. Let's see what Klopp said. Jurgen, the club have agreed to a deal to sign Wataru Endo from Stuttgart. Firstly, what's your reaction? And secondly, what kind of qualities will he add to the squad? Jurgen replied to that and saying, I'm really happy. Wataru is a really good player. I know in this world of football how it goes and stuff like this, but have a look because he's a really good player. So Jurgen Klopp clearly understands what Twitter has been like for the past 48 hours. But as he said there, he's actually a really good player. Take away the fact that we've gone from the highs and lows of Casado. If you just look based on the player that we've signed, he's a good one. He's an experienced player. He's the captain of Stuttgart, captain of Japan, speaks really good English, nice fella, family man, machine on the pitch, which I love to see, a good footballer on top of that, and a sensational attitude. So I'm really happy. He's a good footballer, very experienced, and loves to work extremely hard. And we need hard workers. We need physical people in the middle of the park. We need people who are as aggressive, and this lad seems it. There has obviously been a lot of talk in Germany since the rumours emerged about his qualities as a player. What have people over there told you? This was the question to Jurgen. He said, since there's rumours out, or was a rumour out, I got plenty of message from former players of mine and stuff like this. Everybody was like, if it's true, this is a genius strike. I asked to sign him for years and stuff like this. It was a very positive thing in Germany. He's super highly respected. I think for Stuttgart, it's really hard to lose him, but on the other side, I think it's a good deal as well. 1 year left on his contract. For him, it's good. For the club, it's good. For us, it's really good. He's really happy to join us, which is nice as well. Loves the club clearly already. And like Jürgen mentioned there, if you look at when Stuttgart announced it yesterday, they put something out saying like we've agreed, something in principle. The amount of Stuttgart fans that was on there saying, no, please don't sell him, anyone else but Endo. So they clearly rate him highly enough. And, we've managed to get him for not, loads of money as well, which is good. Basically, Jürgen was then asked, is the experience important to add to the squad with Wataru being captain of Japan and obviously also 30? He said, absolutely. Again, in our club, usually that's the situation. If he's not 30, firstly, I'm not sure we get him. Second, he was always on my list. Just usually we don't sign players of this age group. He is obviously a top fit and we'll have a lot of fun with him. I'm really sure he can help us immediately, which is super cool because the season has already started. So we will show how good he is on the pitch and I can't wait to have him around. And lastly, the question asked to Jürgen was just on that in terms of his fitness and the work he's done with Stuttgart. Jürgen said, yeah, he's had a full pre-season. I'm not sure he played all the pre-season games, but he played pre-season games. Oh, that makes no sense. So that's all. He was in full training when we spoke first time. He came off the training pitch. He's in good shape. Of course, we need to figure out how we can put him in, but it will not be a physical problem. Let me say it like that. And the rest, he should play here, the position he played for Stuttgart. So there's not a massive difference. Yeah, of course, we do things slightly different, but in the end, it would be cool if he could win challenges and pass the ball from A to B. When he says it like that, football seems simple. I could do that. Not the rest of it, but a tackle and pass to A to B sounds fairly simple. And he will do that definitely from day one. Look, I know how this football world works, and I can see that in people's eyes. The names were flying around, and when they think, okay, they have them. Do me a favour, give us a second and let's have a look. He's really good, and I'm really happy with the signing. I can't say it differently. It's a really good one. And I think Jürgen there is basically alluding to the fact of, let's all forget the Casado situation. It wasn't a great situation. In fact, it was quite gutting. I'll be the first to tell you I was really excited. But like Jürgen's mentioned there, we need to get behind this lad, especially if he somehow plays a part tomorrow. He can't wait to experience Anfield, so let's get behind him. For all we know, he could be a world beater that we've just not really realised because he's not been in an outrageous team. But let's hope he can do the work for us. I'm quite happy to see him. Someone in the comments has put how do we even say this? Endonino, like Ronaldinho. Okay. Not the same type of player, but I like it. Daniel's put welcome to LFC. Look, This is the thing. He's now playing for us. Whether he's the player everyone wanted or not, I'm not bothered. We'll get behind him because that's what we do as a football club. And we'll make sure that he gets the support he deserves. And also on top of that, he might actually be boss. Like from what I've seen, and this is only like compilations that are 5 minutes long, but he's a real massive ball winner. So you know what? That's what we need in the defence. And if he can be one of two, that is even better for Liverpool. Someone's put get Ignacio and Decore and we're good to go. Don't want to ruin your boat. Ignacio has signed a new contract for Sporting Lisbon yesterday. And as for Decore, we'll see what happens there. We've got a super chat from Ross. Thank you so much, Ross. With his injury history, it's clear he's in excellent physical shape. Touch wood, that doesn't change. Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. Like, he's actually not missed hardly any games. He's always been a physical presence. He's not as tall as maybe what we all expected a DM to be, but he puts himself about. He puts in a shift. He doesn't stop. And yeah, it's boss to see. I'm really, really hoping that he does hit the ground running. We still need to find out on this work permit, so that is what I will go and do. I'm trying to look now to see if anyone's put anything on Twitter because I really want to know if we've been able to sign him in time that he can play tomorrow. But people, here's Dr. Konstantin Ecker, who we spoke to the other day. Dan spoke to him. He said, really, anyone has worked for such a moment so hard, and that he couldn't give any more praise about Wataru Endo on the chat that we had with him, that Dan had with him over on Redmen Plus. All he turned around and said was he's a worker, lovely person, unbelievable attitude, hard working, and is also a quality player. Which is great to see that he actually has the attitude along with, you know, the characteristics of being able to play footy. Let's just hope he can absolutely do boss in the midfield. But you know, we'll soon have a look. What are your thoughts on it then? Has anyone heard of him before? I watch quite a lot of Bundesliga football because there's usually like a 8 p.m. kickoff or something in which there's not really Premier League stuff like that. And I've never really noticed them. But once again, Stuttgart is not Bayern Munich. It's not Dortmund. They're not always on the TV. But like I mentioned, as I've been watching him, I've been really, really impressed by the lad. He's had the most headed clearances in the Bundesliga last season, I think. Yeah, his stats look really good. I'll go over to transfer market now for us because we'll see how many games he's played, because there is also a thing here in which he has played as a centre-back, and I know we all want a centre-back, and I absolutely agree. But it's good to see that we've got cover. Here we go. Let's have a look here. We've got, we want it all competitions, and then we'll bring it up for the 22-23 season. He played, let's see, 24 times as a defensive midfielder and 16 times as a central midfielder. In total, out of those games, he got 6 goals and 5 assists. So not bad for a DM, that. Really good. He's quite decent at some long range strikes. We've got a couple of them now with McAllister, Soboslai, Trent even at times. You know, so really quite good. He played 33 games in the Bundesliga last season in total, which amounts to 2,925 minutes. And basically, he looks decent. It's one of them. I understand there's a lot of people who are still upset at the fact that we've not got someone better, but if this lad turns out brilliant and we've saved budget to go and buy another DM, then it makes a lot of sense. This is what I mean. This deal, this signing makes a lot of sense if Liverpool do back it up with maybe a centre-back and a DM, you know, another DM alongside him. It might mean that we've saved a bit of cash and we've been able to, you know, buy 3 players instead of just 2. Let's see, we've got a super chat from SK, nice one, mate. We've got, can you say Endo sounds like Hendo for me, please? I'm sure he'll do well, pure DM. Endo sounds like Hendo. Yeah, it's... I heard someone say his name earlier and did think they said Hendo for a second. I'm sure he'll do well as well. Look, Liverpool need to step up anyway. as in every other player who's on the pitch around him. And if Liverpool get back to the best and we control a lot of football games and this lad helps us do it, then that's brilliant. Let's see what else everyone's saying. We'll wrap up in a couple of minutes. This guy Endo is going to be something special. I can feel it. Love it. Love the absolute positivity there. Let's get behind the lad. Watched Endo played for Japan during the World Cup. Solid player. You love to see it. He's played like 240 games at centre-back and loads at right-back. Yeah, so he can cover. Do I want him to necessarily play there? No. But can he do a job for us? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'll try and get those stats up for you dead quickly. For his entire career to show the positions he's played the most, because he might have actually played more at centre-back than he has anywhere else, and he has. He's played 239 games at centre-back. The goals and assists don't matter, but I'm going to tell you anyway. He scored 28 goals and 11 assists, but 238 games at centre-back compared to 137 as a DM, 35 as a central midfielder, and 15 as a right-back. We know we love versatility. There's people saying that he now replaces James Milner in the kind of role that James Milner was going to take up. And also the fact that this lad has started out as a centre-back and then being pushed to DM is really good, because it means he should be defensively switched on more than anyone else. You know, we saw the fact that we tried to move Curtis Jones from a left winger to a centre-mid to a DM in pre-season. That is harder because the first thought in that player's mind is to be attacking, to find the space, to be, more advanced, where this lad hopefully will be more switched on defensively, knowing what's behind him, knowing what's in front of him and how to stop things. But yeah, we'll get the last couple comments in and then I'll leave us all to be, because who knows, it might be an even bigger Friday, just because I'm seeing a couple of rumours to do with Ryan Gravenberch, and I am loving that. So let's see what happens. Also, on top of that, I've got something that I'd like to show you, because I'm not going to lie, the amount of work we've put in here is absolutely incredible. If you head over to Redmen Plus right now, you use the code Endo. Yeah, see what we've done there? Endo, not Hendo, Endo. ENDO on a club captain yearly subscription. You get 50% off. You get loads of content, including obviously the Bobby Firmino documentary that we did previously. You get all our reactions to Sloboslai and McAllister if you really want to go back to that. But most importantly, you can get the lowdown on Endo, and here is what we've came out with. We did a deep dive. Chris obviously did a deep dive earlier on this week when we were linked with the lad, and it was really in-depth analysis on him. Boss stuff to see. Everyone loves our deep dive, so do go over there, use the code and watch this. We've also got the analyst perspective on Endo with Lewis Ambrose, who is an Opta analyst. Number one person of the fan club of Endo is an Arsenal fan, and was telling us just how good this lad is. He is in Berlin and German based as well. He's a football expert, so he knows his stuff as well. Moving on then, we also had a German Bundesliga expert with Konstantin Ecker. The lad who turned around and said no one else deserves this moment as much as him a minute ago that I brought up. You get all the insight on what he thinks on Endo. And also we've got the Redmen Reacts, which was, if I am correct, it was Chris and Paul reacting to the signing. So there's absolutely loads on there. So do go over, help us out. It helps us out. It helps us create these all of the content that we do make. It helps us around footy matches, being able to get everything we can, and we really do appreciate it. But aside from that, I'm pretty much done. Look, Liverpool have signed another player. As Tricia says here, in Klopp we trust. He knows what's what. Yes, we are all a little bit depressed from the fact that we didn't get some of the bigger players, but Liverpool have reacted quickly. They've got the player who was apparently on Jurgen's list for a while. He looks solid. He's 30, but I imagine he is just to bridge a gap for the next several years. If we can bring in another DM and a centre-back, it'll be brilliant. So yeah, let's get behind him. Liverpool play tomorrow, first home game of the season. Let's hope for the Reds that we pick up 3 points. Let's hope we see some sort of signs from Endo, whether he's just in the ground for the first game. But nice one. Thank you so much for listening and joining us, and up the Reds.